Greetings, pen pals. I have a brand new pen from PenBBS today. This is a special limited edition. It's a very exciting pen. So if those of you who are fans of PenBBS, there's a special Facebook page for you called the Taste the Rainbow fan page, and PenBBS came out with a special limited edition for members of that page. So here's actually the box from this pen. It says right here, Taste the Rainbow, a PenBBS fan page. This is the model 456, which is the vacuum filling pen from PenBBS. And this is the limited edition model 456. So this is pretty cool and pretty nice. This is a special color. It's a really nice acrylic. It's got like a maroonish red and black swirls going through it. Really, really nice. And it's got some indicator stuff here. So around the cap band, it says PenBBS. And then it says on the other side of the cap band, it says Taste the Rainbow, PenBBS fan page along the cap band, and along the trim ring on the bottom by the vac filling mechanism. It's really nice. It says 2020 for 2020, 8 for 2020, and then 8 for August of 2020, which is when these originally came out. And then it has your limited edition number, and so mine is 85 out of 145 of these pens. So that's actually pretty cool, and I really kind of like it quite a bit. So it is it's got the PenBBS traditional PenBBS sword style clip going on. It is a twist to uncap pen. Takes just a little over one turn to unclip, and then it shows this sort of hourglass shaped section. It does post. I think it posts pretty nicely and solidly. Some people might differ on how well this posts or not, but I'm a fan of the way this posts. It does have a nice hourglass section. It does have a special edition nib with this sort of phoenix rising from the flames kind of motif going on here, which is really pretty nice. Ordinary PenBBS plastic feed. This is a standard PenBBS nib. You could swap out this nib, although given that this is a special edition and this nib is meant to go with this pen, it's probably unlikely that most people would, but it is doable. You can unscrew it. It's a standard PenBBS nib unit. And like we said, this is a normal vac filler from PenBBS. So you're going to extend the vacuum filling mechanism. You're going to push that down. It's going to build up vacuum pressure. When it gets towards the end, the channel inside is going to widen, the vacuum seal will break, and ink will come up into the pen. It does have flats on here, on these threads, so you could use a non-metallic tool, like if you had nylon jawed pliers would be perfect to unscrew this if you need to service the vacuum filling mechanism. On the inside, if you do need to get to it just for lubrication purposes, the whole section does unscrew, as you can see right here. And there, be careful you do not lose that O-ring there. So that is pretty much how this works. The different parts of this pen. Really pretty nice. Let's get some size, some weights, and some comparisons with other PenBBS pens. Here it is compared to a Lamy Safari and a Pilot Metropolitan. As you can see, it is a bit longer than either of these pens. It's got a little bit of a weight to it, weighs in at 29 grams altogether. Can we compare it to some other PenBBS pens as well? We certainly can. Okay, so here is our PenBBS 456 that we're looking at today. You can see it's a little bit longer than this is our vacuum filler. This is a piston filler, a PenBBS 309. It is a bit longer than that. It's also a bit longer than this spring-loaded syringe filler, PenBBS 500. It's about the same length, or maybe just a tiny bit longer than the PenBBS 355, which is the bulk filler, draw filler. And it's also definitely longer than the 487, which is the magnetic piston filler. You notice something here. I have 5 different PenBBS pens and 5 completely different filling systems. That's just to drive the point home how PenBBS is absolutely killing it in terms of coming up with unique and interesting filling mechanisms. And I don't think I've hit all the possible filling mechanisms they even offer just in this small sample here. So again, PenBBS really raising the bar in terms of cool, different filling mechanisms. Okay, we're going to ink up this pen now, but before I do want to open up this section and do want to put a little silicone grease on this section here. Again, not something that's absolutely required to be done, but something I like to do, and it's certainly easy enough. Certainly easy enough to do. So again, just a little silicone grease going in on the section here, just to seal that up nicely and make sure our piston vacuum filling mechanism is working well. It does appear to be, so we're all good to go. I'm going to be using this, in terms of ink, I'm going to be using this ink here, which is Chengdu Red. This is PenBBS number 276 Chengdu Red ink. So we're going to give this a shot in terms of filling this ink on this, inking up this pen. All right. So again, for a vac filler, what you want to do is open the vacuum mechanism up. We're going to submerge the pen in the ink, and we're going to push it down. It's now building up vacuum pressure inside the barrel of the pen. When it gets down to the bottom of the downstroke, it will suck up ink into the pen. As you can see, it actually sucked up quite a decent amount of ink here. I'm pretty happy with that filling amount, but I am going to show you a little trick to get the absolute maximum amount. This is fairly well-known technique here. So what you're going to do is hold the pen upright. You're going to pull the vac mechanism down, and then you're going to see that there's some air space. Again, given this is a demonstrator pen or somewhat clear pen, it's easy enough to see. You see there's a space here which has air. What I'm going to do is I should actually be holding it straight up, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to hold it at a bit of an angle. You're going to push that up until that column of air is almost completely expelled, and there's nothing in the pen but the ink that you put in. And once you get to that point, you want to hold the vac filling mechanism in that position. You want to turn it back down, dip it in the ink, and then push it in the rest of the way. And then what you will end up getting is pretty much a 100% fill of the ink. So now we have a pen that's basically almost, it is pretty much 100% full. So again, if that's something you want, that technique can be really valuable. If you're using a pen that's not a demonstrator and you want to do that, when you're pushing it up, instead of looking at the barrel to see when the air is all expelled, look carefully at the feed. When you see the first bits of ink start to ooze up, you know you've expelled all the air, and you can stop at that point. So anyway, that is filling this pen. But as we've always said, pens were meant to write, and I'm sure you want to see how this pen writes, and I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, so what we're writing with here is a PenBBS number 456, and this is a Taste the Rainbow limited edition. And again, if you're a fan at all of PenBBS pens, I strongly recommend you check out the Taste the Rainbow page on Facebook. It's really a great source of information. When they're releasing new pens, as far as I'm concerned, it is basically the definitive source to know when a new pen is released. That's basically what I look at. So if you want some great high quality discussion with some fellow PenBBS fans, it's a great place to hang out on Facebook. This has a steel nib in medium. So PenBBS basically makes two nibs that, actually this is what they call an RM, which is a rounded medium. They basically make two nibs. They make a fine and a rounded medium, and that's it. So my single biggest gripe, I've said this before, with PenBBS pens is the lack of variety in nibs. So that to me is the one gap they really need to close up at some point. Anyway, so again, this writes really smoothly. Again, a typical PenBBS nib experience. And writes really nicely. Not really much in the way of flex or line variation or anything like that. So it's not a flex nib or anything by any means, but it writes really well. And is going to be very smooth and reliable, just like every PenBBS nib I've ever had has been. Never ever had a problem with their nibs at all. Real consistently good high quality nibs. If you're ever going to pull the nib and feed on a PenBBS pen, by the way, be real careful. First of all, these nib units unscrew, so you have to first unscrew the nib unit, then pull the nib and feed from the nib unit. But the fins on these are very delicate, so just be a little bit careful. They're sort of unusually thin, the feeds on the PenBBS pens. They do make a parts pack that you can buy, which I do strongly recommend. Yeah, it's for a few dollars. You get a whole bunch of, you get everything but nibs. You get feeds, you get converters, you get O-rings, you get the nib unit holders, etc. Really works really well. So that parts pack is a real nice feature. You can basically take a number 6 nibs that you may have acquired elsewhere, like a Jinhao nib or something like that, and essentially make your own interchangeable PenBBS nib unit from the parts pack. So that works really well. Anyway, so that is this pen. So that's this pen. I like it quite a bit. Speaking of liking it, what I would really appreciate if all you folks could please like, comment, share, and subscribe. That would really be much appreciated, and I would be so grateful. Anyway, that is this pen. Let's talk about this ink now for just a moment now, shall we? Okay, this ink is also from PenBBS, so it's PenBBS number 276. And this is Chengdu red. This is kind of a ruby red with a bit of pink in it, etc. Really pretty ink. So here's what the color card for this one looks like. It's not, it's a little, it's pinker, say, than say Fred Rogers Cardigan red. It's not as pink as say Pelikan Edelstein Star Ruby. It's also a little bit darker. It's leans more on the red side than that. And compared to like a straight up red, here's what it looks like next to say Diamine Poppy red. So again, a pretty nice ink, like sort of this pinkish ruby red kind of color. Very Very nice ink from PenBBS. That's what it looks like on this Rhodia paper. Let's take a quick look at what it looks like on Tomoe River paper. Okay, like we said, here we have PenBBS. Number 276, and this is Chengdu red. And this is on Tomoe River paper. And there you go. Nice ink, pretty ink, nice color, very kind of vivid. Like it a lot. I think that'll just about do it for this video for this week. I hope you enjoyed watching it because I sure enjoyed making it. And as always, until we see each other again, have a great day. Bye-bye.